I just wanna hold you close, feel your heart so close to mine, and I stay here in this moment for the rest of time. Yeah, yeah. Don't wanna close my eyes, don't wanna fall asleep, 'cause I'd miss you, baby. And I don't wanna miss a thing, 'cause even when I dream of you, sweetest dreams will never do. I still miss you, baby, and I don't wanna miss a thing. Ooh, I'd still miss you, baby, and I don't wanna miss a thing.
How can it be permissible? She compromised my principle. Yeah, yeah. That kind of love is mythical. She's anything but typical. She's a crazy wind dog, she's a powerful force. You're a bicycle form when there's no other course. She used to look good to me, but now I find her simply irresistible. Simply irresistible. Her loving is so powerful. Huh. Simply unavoidable. Whoa, whoa. The trend is irreversible. The woman is invincible.
Welcome to the Stab Comedy Theater. It's time for Dear Abby WTF. Please welcome already on stage your hosts, Nicole and Jesse.
Woo, hi. Oh, God, it's always so bright.
I never get used to how bright. I still have flashbacks every time. Like, I only had one. Hey, you're wearing a telenovela shirt.
Hey, how the hell are you, Jesse?
I almost wore a telenovela shirt, but I wore a. They still made this shirt, like the same company, the same couple, the Sacramento made people. They made this shirt too.
What's on it? I can't see.
It's a marijuana leaf. And
Oh,
it says,
shocking.
It says "Just Live."
Oh,
Yeah, they made this shirt too. I was gonna wear the Pride telenovela shirt, but I couldn't find it.
What you been watching?
You know what? I've been watching the World Baseball Classic and Bar Rescue. And, oh, dude, I have gone down the conspiracy theory rabbit hole of the pyramids were built 13,000 years ago, not 6,000 years ago. And the Egyptians didn't build the pyramids. They were there when they showed up.
Are we having Steve Milani on next month?
Dude, I'm sorry.
Apparently I'm not done shit talking. Moving along.
Yeah. So I've been watching a lot. It's called the What Files on YouTube, and I've been watching a lot of that, and Bar Rescue and World Baseball Classic. You?
I watched the new History of the World Part 2. That was funny. Watched a lot of murder mysteries. I watched the Playboy murders.
Can Mel Brooks still be Mel Brooks and be politically correct? Because you can't watch Blazing Saddles. I mean, you can, but you shouldn't.
It's illegal. No,
I had to turn the volume down because I have neighbors.
I'm gonna be honest. It was a rough week, and I watched it very not sober, so I don't remember a whole lot.
All right. So, but I'm gonna eventually watch it. But yeah, okay. What else? What else have you been watching? What else have you been binging? Anything?
I've been binging. Oh, I watched Masked Singer as always, just because it's like I hate all the banter and dumb stuff, but it's kind of funny to see random ass people. Like George Clinton was on, and that was amazing to see him. Like when
he's still alive. How old is he?
He's in his 70s. Okay, so I went to a George Clinton concert at Ace of Spades once, and he went on 2.5 hours late, and I'm like, did he overdose in the back? Jesus.
He was just asleep.
Yes. His granddaughter's in the band now.
Wow. That's like when you see like any of the Marleys, like Steven or Damien or Ziggy, like it's just generation and generation of Marleys, and I'm like, are even the little ones high? Like this, like everybody.
He shaved his head, but the dreads were shaved off. So I was like, who is this? Like somebody's pastor?
Oh man, what else you got? What else is going on?
I went to a gender health conference this weekend for work.
A gender health conference. Let's talk about it.
Oh,
let's unpack this.
We're going to talk about it too, because I actually got into a physical altercation with a phlebotomist at my work because he was using patients' dead names. So, yeah.
Wow.
Okay. He was yelling at me and had his finger in my face, and I slapped out of the way. So,
ooh. Yeah, that's physical.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's slap fighting.
Yeah. And then yesterday too, the day before, I was working with a doctor who was throwing stuff at my head. And so I told my boss, I'm going to start throwing shit back if you don't move me, and she did. So
Nice. I'm still working from home. I don't have any of that. I don't have any of that drama.
I'm jealous. I did just apply for a job where I'd be working autonomously, and that sounds really, really good right now.
How's that looking? You just applied?
I just applied. It just closed yesterday.
Uh-huh.
But the salary is $120K a year, so that would be really cool if I could get that. Yes.
Nice. That's awesome. 120K.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. That's great. What else? You want to talk about these letters? I did something with the letters
Oh God, what?
this month. I accidentally read a current one, and I thought it was really interesting. I didn't. The one I read that prompted me to say, okay, I want to pick a current one is not the one I put in here, but it was a different one, right? But the reason, is normally, the premise of the show is we read Dear Abby letters from the 60s, 70s, sometimes the 80s, and we just trip out on the horrible advice and the horrible things that people were asking advice about. But I read one from 2023, and I didn't realize it was 2023, but while I was reading it, the wife was like, I'm divorcing my husband because after years of therapy, I have just realized he's a narcissist. And I'm like, whoa, these are 3 things that never happen in any of the Dear Abby letters, right? They never go to, they never get divorced, right?
Mm-hmm.
They never go to therapy, and they never use words like narcissist. They're just he's mean and demanding.
Maybe I should make a better Jell-O dinner this time.
Yeah. I made him his favorite dinner. I don't know why he's upset.
Damien Harmony has a joke where he's like, maybe they made that shitty gelatin food because they were mad their husbands were fucking off at work all day while they were home with the kids.
Wow. That's probably why.
Yeah.
Yeah, that food is horrible.
Yeah.
All right. You want to get the show started?
Sure. Do you want to bring up somebody first?
Not really.
Okay. I'm going to bring up the person I've met, even though I met her on another show, I guess, hosted for you. She's really funny, does improv. Carrie Jean, come on up.
Carrie!
Hey. Did I fuck up your name?
No, it's John,
Okay.
like the male name. It's
Okay.
German, so actually if we really wanted to be correct, it'd be Jan.
Jan.
But I
okay.
don't want to say Carrie Jan, because then it's like, I don't know. Where's this lady from? I'm from New Jersey, so it's very
New Jersey, do you mean?
New Jersey.
Sorry, you mean New Jersey?
Yeah, that's the accent, exactly.
Well, I'm Yessie, and this is Nicole. We're finally on a show together.
I know. We've been literally trying to make this happen for 6 months?
Yeah, months. If we were trying to date, I would have been like, I don't think you'd want to date.
Right?
You had an excuse every month or a reason, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, this seems familiar.
Yeah.
But you
it wasn't intentional.
Weren't you on the book report?
Yeah.
I was on the book report. Yeah, so Nicole was there for that.
And then I booked you and
That's
ghosted
right. And
you.
then you
Yeah.
okay, so we've done it to each other. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's a mutual ghosting situation.
Yeah. So I ghosted. How'd you like the book report?
It was a lot of fun. It was funny because it was a French theme inadvertently, and I'm a former French teacher, and I was like, this is hilarious. So I talked about an Asterix and Obelix comic, and then the other comic brought up the Count of Monte Cristo, and they're both just epic French I don't know, tales. And so it was fun.
Who was on the show? Who was on it?
It's my friend Mike Hutnick.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay,
Yeah.
Okay. Are you doing stand-up now, or are you still only improv?
I do both, actually.
How long have you been doing stand-up?
I've been doing stand-up. Well, I mean, I took classes with Melissa McGillicuddy during the pandemic.
Okay.
And then recently I started doing tarot stand-up. So this is a new thing that I'm trying, where I
Right.
basically do live
Let's talk
tarot
about it.
readings on stage.
Tarot readings scare me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me why.
Because it's you're tapping into something you're not supposed to be.
Oh, why do you think you're not supposed to?
Because
He was raised Catholic. Sorry.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, that's, the easiest explanation. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's
Yeah.
fair. I mean, I call it tapping into your inner knowing, your intuition. So it doesn't have to be associated with the devil or the goddess or anything.
Tell
it's
my
just
mom. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, no, I get it. No, but it's kind of fun because people usually in the audience, they're like, no, I don't know about this. And then by the time we're going to get done with it, they're like, that was so fucking cool. So, I'm trying it. This weird mix of comedy and spirituality. It seems like it works.
So you know what's funny? I try to. Is that apple or a pomegranate?
Is that
It is an apple.
Is that from the apple tree show?
That apple
Yeah.
was not there before we talked about religion.
Okay,
No, it was
so
there. It was
there
there.
is a witch then who just brought that in. Someone's gonna bite that and like fall
Oh,
asleep for 100
so did Stephen
years.
Ferris not clean up after the Apple Comedy Show? Is
Yes,
is
that's
that
what I
happened?
think exactly.
Hmm.
At least there's no bites taken out of that one, I don't think.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see some bites.
No, there's some
marks.
teeth
Ew,
marks
yeah,
there. We can get
gross.
DNA off that apple for sure.
Gross.
If anybody ends up missing tonight from the Apple Show, we're gonna test that apple. What was I gonna? You know, what's funny is like Nicole brought it. Like I was raised Catholic, but like now, like as an adult, I try to say that like I don't really follow a religion. I'm just kind of like blah, blah blah. But if you like look around my house, there's like Catholic imagery like all over, and I can't avoid like it's still comforting to me.
It makes sense. It's what you were raised with.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Naturally,
So
you're
I
gonna
just
gravitate towards
wanted
it.
to say that. I also want to say I always thought you were super cool. You're always hanging out. You would always, whenever I would go to open mics at Comedy Spot, you would always come out and watch my set, or you would watch a lot of people's sets, but you would always watch my set, and I always thought that was nice of you because I was still like, God, am I funny? I don't think I'm funny.
Yeah, you're very funny. And I mean, we were talking about telenovela. I loved the show telenovela. I was like,
thank you.
maybe someday I'll be on it because I thought it was a hilarious, way of bringing in like physicality and like this great. I'm a big fan of Jane the Virgin, so like the whole idea of telenovelas, and it's a fun genre
Well,
to play
telenovela
with.
was kind of inspired by just like the telenovelas that my mom used to watch, Virgen de Guadalupe. Yes, dude, like the Virgen. That's why we have the roses. And that and the Californians from Saturday Night Live.
Californians.
So those were kind of like the inspirations for a telenovela and a lot of weed. And that's where we're like, what if we had a show where like the improvisers were off the stage and you just had to like move your lips. That'll never work. Let's try it.
And you're talking to yourself the entire time.
Yeah, no, it was Emily. I was texting with Emily. The entire time, and it worked. And it's not dead. It's gonna come back.
Yeah, it's on hiatus.
Yeah, and probably here at Stab.
Whoop, whoop.
Because as much as I wanted to just put it to rest, Janae Levering and Dana Bryant, they're like, no, we're just on a hiatus. So it'll be back someday, and maybe you'll be on it. Yeah, maybe we can get you a telenovela shirt. There's a few left. There's a few floating around.
A blue floating.
A few.
I have two if you can fit. Was this a small? I don't even know. Anyway.
I think it was a small.
A small would work.
Awesome.
All right, I'm gonna get to rep the show.
Yeah, but don't give her the one you're wearing. Give her the other one.
Yeah, please.
What's the other one?
Well, I don't have a bra on anyway, so no, you're not gonna get this shirt. So I literally rolled out of bed and came here.
Oh, do you have two black ones, or do you have the Pride one?
Two black ones. I was supposed to get a Pride one, but that never happened.
I think Emily was in charge of those.
Yeah, blame it on someone
Yeah.
else. All right.
Yeah.
Yes, see.
All right. Okay. Should we bring up our next guest?
Probably.
Yeah, eventually, right? Right. All right. Let's welcome her to the stage. Welcome to the stage, Amber Ellis. That's you, Amber.
Hi.
What's up?
Is this? Yeah, this is on.
It's
Okay.
on.
Hi.
That's how we
I'm
roll.
so happy to be here.
Nicole, have you met Amber?
No, nice to meet
hi.
you.
Pleasure. Okay.
Amber, how the hell are you?
I'm so good. I just relocated to this area last weekend.
Whoop whoop.
Yeah, so I'm in Natomas right now, which
How you liking it?
I love the area. It's
Uh-huh.
very fun. It's very new. It's nice. It's like I'm dipping my toes into the city, so I decided to like at least go to the suburbs on the outside. And
Yeah.
there's more Starbucks than I imagined. But no, it's very good so far.
Is there a Dutch Brothers on that side of town?
No, but I was like, is there a gym? And they were like, yeah, there's an Orange Theory. And then I went there and was like, oh, it's $128 a month.
There's a Cal Fit in Natomas.
You know what? I'm just going to lift
Okay.
things in the neighborhood.
Just find random cement
Yeah,
and lift
I'm
it.
sure there's plenty of pieces
Yeah,
of
parkour.
distant cement. There's plenty of kids running around. I'll just grab them.
Yeah,
and
they're all
start
different
lifting
sizes.
them.
I don't know. Someone might lock you up for
Kids
that.
are bigger these days too.
And just be
that's a
like, hey
better workout.
kids, you grab this side, you grab this side, and just like lift them all up on them. But yeah.
All right.
No, I'm doing great.
All right, great. I'm
Great.
glad you're able to be
I'm
on the show.
so happy to be here.
We're
So
happy to have
be
you.
here.
Even Nicole, she doesn't know you, is happy that you're here.
I'm happy on
I
the
can feel
inside.
excitement.
Nicole's got a good energy.
Chill.
Thank you. I'm trying.
You're getting way too excited.
Okay, so are you guys familiar with Dear Abby at all? Like,
I have a vague memory of like my grandma like reading it, and so then when I heard about the show, I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be wild."
it is kind of.
But then you already talked about how some of these are gonna be modern, so we'll
one
see.
one of them's modern.
Okay.
One's modern.
I
and
had
then-
one that said Facebook, so I said
That's the
okay.
modern one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, in my family, Hispanic, it was more like a Dear Gabby, but you know.
Awesome. And Dan, do you remember Dear Abby? You're younger, right?
I'm 33, but I give a lot of really unsolicited advice, so
Do
I
you?
feel like it.
Have you ever
works out
given
great for
Have you ever given somebody advice and then they took your advice? Like, for example, one time my uncle, and I don't know why he was asking me, but like he was telling me that him and his wife were arguing a lot, like they're thinking about, and I was like, why don't you guys go to counseling, right? They went to counseling. They had one session. It like revealed everything, and then they decided to get a divorce.
Hey, as
But-
someone who has also been divorced,
Okay.
everyone is happier once they're divorced.
Absolutely.
Like it is way
I
better
give
to do
good
that
advice.
than
You give good
keep
advice?
going.
I mean, my advice is very cut and dry. Like I just feel like life's too short to just like I don't sugarcoat a lot, and so I'll just be the one to be like, yeah, you're wrong, and he's wrong, and you're both wrong, and everybody is wrong.
I just immediately.
I'm right.
I don't even let people finish. I'm just like break up with them.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
even
it.
let
Like you
them
sound like a
finish.
match made in shit show. You should break up or stay together. What do I know?
Do you?
I do that disclosure at the end where I'm like, but by the way, I have no idea what I'm talking about, so please don't come to me after this because
Right.
I'm not liable for any of this
you-
information.
Do you hate when you give somebody really, really good advice and you just know it wasn't what they wanted to hear, so they're just like, yeah, but he's really nice.
The yeah, but.
Yeah. Don't you hate that?
Mm-hmm. And that's when I'm like, I'll see you when you realize that I was right, as usual.
I actually left the Steen Kids Christmas party early here because my friend was like, I really miss my ex and we all hate him. She's like, I'm gonna call him. I'm like, the fuck you are. I'm coming over right now.
Oh yeah. No, that's it. Like you've got to have that group of friends that are like, don't do it. Don't you call me before you call him, and let's call him together, like type situation.
That's why I think that they need to, like, with all these like fancy things that your cell phone could do, like there needs to be a breathalyzer.
I agree.
Right? And like if it's after 11 and like you open up their contact, it's like no.
No.
It's
That's
like you gotta breathe and you're like, nope, you're not texting
You've
them.
got to patent that app because that would be me every time. And mostly it's like with my own family members, and I'm like, you remember that time I let you borrow that money?
Yeah.
Like, and I only get drunk when I need to pay my tab, and I'm like, it'd be good, that money you owed me. So, yeah. So, sorry, Grandma.
Oh, your grandma owes you money?
Probably.
Okay. Yeah. Well, grandmas are usually good for it. She'll pull it out. She'll have that little purse in her
My
purse.
grandma's different.
She, like, pulls it out. No? All right. Should we start reading some letters?
I'm excited.
Did you guys read it? Okay. We're going to let our guests go first. Is anybody dying to go first? Like, you guys want to like arm wrestle for it? Or
You said you had one you were psyched about.
You know what? I am really psyched about it. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Earlier, I was really stoned, and I was reading through one of these letters, and I don't know if I thought it was funny just because I was really high. But the last letter was probably my favorite I did. Oh, it was so good.
All right, we're going to start there?
Yeah, I'm going for the last one.
Oh yeah, this one was wild.
It was okay. I had the hardest time following along with it. It is chaotic. So, okay, I'm just gonna go through. And do I read the advice as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like letter number 4. All right, we're starting with letter number 4 today, guys.
And I think I really like this story because I relate to it a lot. I did have somebody give me an STD, which, I mean, it wasn't my fault, but
That's the phone call you never want to get. Well, it's a
yeah,
text, it's
and
always
the
a text
scenario
message,
was
right?
is like I didn't know, and then like it was just a whole thing, and then someone was like, "This happened," and then I was like, "What?" And then and that's how I found out my boyfriend was cheating on me.
You should have given him another STD, a different one.
You know what? I tried to accumulate other STDs that would like counteract the one STD, and I'm like, "Oh, you gave me chlamydia? Well, guess what? I have HIV." But it's really hard to find in short time. I tried.
I could help you with that, but that's neither here nor there.
You know, casual encounters only go so far.
Yeah.
Okay, so Dear Abby, I'm a 38-year-old woman. And this, I think the first line of this was probably my favorite part. So that's why I loved about this is, Dear Abby, I'm a 38-year-old woman who used to be nice. And I just, that got me. I used to be nice, like straight out. Then I had a 3-year affair. Knowing I'm one of America's bigger fools, and for such a long time, it's infuriating. But I finally saw the light. The only person I think is a bigger fool than me is his wife. Do we comment as we go? Or
Yeah, we
okay,
can.
good, because I just am like confused at the fact of I had a 3-year-long affair. Is it them who was like the victim of an affair, or they've been like, I'm having an affair? Okay, that's what I was wondering, but wait till we dig in a little bit deeper.
Oh, yeah.
Because it gets telenovela, if you know what I'm saying. Some highlights of our romance, : he gave me I'm a punctuation Nazi. He gave me an STD during spring break. I found Allie's phone number in his contact file, and I saw a blonde in a white convertible drop him off in front of his house at 9:15 in the morning. I can only imagine this is like Ken from like the Barbie, like Ken just like riding around with blondes and like drop tops, like Malibu Barbie.
Also, what's she doing outside of his house?
Okay, at 9:15 in the morning. I obviously am going to assume that this is summertime, because if you're in a convertible, it gets really cold throughout other times of the year. So I'm assuming this is during the summer. Okay, so I saw a convertible at 9:15 in the morning, which, according to him, never happened.
Of course.
You know, men and their amnesia. My eyes don't lie. After I was struck by a car in a crosswalk. So that escalates very quickly. So we're gonna shoot fast forward to when I was struck by a car in a crosswalk. He never once called me to see how I was. Was there not a car phone in the convertible? After that, this part, I could not say this sentence. Okay. After that, his teenage son followed me around town, flipping me off and shouting obscenities at me. And I don't know why I pictured like a 15-year-old kid who just got their license, like showing up to a stoplight and looking over and just like, when I started thinking like his teenage son, like here's like a grown woman and she looks like she's just minding her own business and just looks over and there's just this 15-year-old with like his driver's permit with somebody 25 and older over in the passenger seat that he had to like hire.
Maybe it's his
and
mom,
he was
actually.
Yeah, it's his real mom, the real mom, and he's just like flipping. I just like if somebody just drove around and just flipped me off throughout my day, I feel like I'd look up and be like, oh yeah, there he is again. Like somehow I'm Panera Bread drive-thru just flipping me off. Can I just get my bowl of soup and go on? I'm a piece of shit. I get it. I had sex with your dad. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I hooked up with your dad. Jesus Christ. Anyways, so then she says, there's more, but I'll spare you. Please warn your readers to stay away from affairs. They demean you. Your mate will lose trust in you, and the person you're having an affair with, can that person ever really be trusted?
Ding,
and that's
ding.
what was confused. Yeah, ding, ding, ding. Those are the questions you should be asking. Won't he cheat on you too? This wonderful, in quotations, man is an elementary school teacher. Okay, in quotations it says, think about what he's teaching your kids, folks. So he shows up on Monday and was like, guess what? I got picked up over the weekend with some blonde in a convertible, and I sent my son to flip off my ex-wife at Panera Bread. Like I said, I used to be nice. I used to care and trust. No more. This man changed not only my entire life, but also my family's. Will I ever forgive myself? P.S. I've spent thousands of dollars for counseling. It's a lot of money, but it's worth it. And I finally saw the light. So that's the end of the letter, which obviously this lady, I don't know where she's getting counseling from. Obviously, she should go to the car dealership where that lady found that fucking convertible. But anyways, her finally saw the light is her signature. So dear finally, love may be blind, but I'm pleased that you finally saw the light. I'm also pleased that you realized you needed professional help.
Like, that shit was fucked up.
Because you're toxic. I'm very pleased that you found out that you needed professional help to regain some self-esteem. Your bitterness jumps off the pages of your letter. If you work on that with your counselor too, it will be money well spent. I can't tell if she's trying to help her or if she just roasted her.
There's a little bit of both.
I love that. Like, I feel the advice seems more of like one of those. It's almost like a fortune cookie of just like, if you stopped being so. It's like gaslight. It's like a gaslighting fortune cookie. Well, maybe if you weren't so crazy, then your husband would stick around type situation. But also, I'm very happy that you're doing that because you're wasting money.
So she was cheating.
So
on
that's
a
what I'm
guy,
confused.
And the guy was cheating on his wife.
That's
her, the girl in the convertible, and had his son believing he was the nicest guy.
So that's what I'm wondering. Is she said, I'm the POS because I'm having a 3-year affair, or am I victim of a 3-year affair, or am I just counteracting multiple affairs because he had so many affairs on me, and now and it's like, well, no wonder the counseling isn't working. This is just like a really shitty game of tug an STD. You get one, I get one, you get one.
Not a game I want to play.
Oh no, please no. So yeah, I enjoyed that. I think my favorite part was just imagining a preteen, like they have nothing else going on. They're very busy people. And he's just like, you know what? I'm going to go around and flip off my dad's ex-wife.
And like, why is the dad talking to the kid about his affairs?
Okay, first, yeah, that's
like,
just,
does he, I mean, and I think that's what she's alluding to too when she's like, and he's an elementary school teacher. Think about what he's teaching your kids, folks. It's like, do you think he's like doing math problems with all the women he's fucking?
He's all,
like,
one wife plus one wife equals one son who hates them both. But and then one wife plus one wife equals half of everything I own.
Straight up.
So that's like, and I love that he's like, what is he teaching your kids? Like, as if he shows up to class and he's like, all right, kids, this is how you create a secret phone number so that your wife, this is how you activate a burner phone so that your wife never knows that you.
All right, kids, who knows what a burner phone is?
Right? Has anyone heard of Metro PCS? Because you get a phone, and yeah, that's what he's like. Any grown person is going to school and teaching the children about adultery. It's like, so after you guys finish your ABCs, we're gonna talk about like, you know, the real problems, which I wish my teachers did teach me in school about, because, you know, I'd rather learn how to hide from my husband than parallelograms, because it helps me very much in this parallelogram season.
All right.
That was a great letter. I went for number 4. Great choice.
Thank you.
I loved it. I could not get through it. It was so funny.
Carrie, what do you think about these cheaters?
I think they should all be taken out and shot. Too much? No, I mean, it's not cool. Everything that happened was not cool. And like, as a former teacher, I'm like, man, I would like to believe that like my colleagues had morals because they wanted to teach children, but then like you hear shady shit about what teachers do with kids, and you're like, nope, not everyone's a good person.
Yeah, they're just regular people.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just makes me sad.
Right on. Okay. Are we done with this letter? Should we move on? Or?
It was great.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Carrie, do you have one you want to read?
I liked number 2. I think that was the more modern one.
This is the modern one that I thought we should maybe do a modern one just to.
Yeah, and I might want to do a voice while reading it. Is that okay? Yeah. Just because I have a sense of this woman.
Amber's like, I would have done a voice.
Yeah.
I know you do voices.
Hello. No, I'm just kidding. I don't.
That would make it so much funnier. Oh my god.
I should. Next time. Now I know. Voices.
All right, Carrie, letter number 2.
Dear Abby, I have been friends with a woman I'll call Blanche for 40 years.
It is Blanche.
I mean, it's definitely Blanche, which is why this voice came out. We used to work together, and we supported each other during our divorces and other life problems. We lost touch for a time, then reconnected. I kept in touch with her for years through email at her work. We both are on Facebook, and she knows how to contact me. Since she retired 6 months ago, I haven't heard from her. She comments online and likes things I post, but that's it. I have now blocked her and moved on, which may seem harsh, but the story is too long to explain. I just feel like there's so much there that I want to dive into and imagine. Because, like, first of all, this woman has known this person for 40 years. So you have to imagine, like, they're at least 60, maybe 70, especially if, like, the other one has been retired. And so not only has she figured out Facebook, but she's reconnected with, like, an older person that also is on Facebook who can comment and like things. But then she figured out how to block her. So I'm like, damn. Like, she really was like, I don't want this bitch in my life.
For it.
Yeah.
She blocked her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have now blocked her and moved on. Which may seem harsh, but the story is too long to explain. And I just feel, yeah, there's a lot there. I was depressed early on, but I'm over it now. I had to accept that she no longer wanted to continue our friendship. And yes, we have discussed this before. Am I wrong to let it go and move on? Over it in North Carolina. So I feel like she says she's over it, but like she's definitely not over it. I was depressed, but I'm over it now. And then, yes, we've discussed this before. And I'm like, okay, so did you write into Dear Abby before? She's not over it if she's
writing into Dear Abby.
Clearly not.
And also your voice, you're like channeling old Rose from Titanic.
Totally. Okay,
it's
been 84 years. It's been 84 years, and I could still smell the fresh paint. Okay, just watched that movie recently. Yeah, so it's a good one. It's a good one. Still brought tears to my eyes, like however many years later, almost 20 years later. Yes, over 20 years later. Yeah. So yeah, over it in North Carolina is definitely not over it. I should have done a little bit more of a Southern accent, but it's okay.
It's okay. It was wonderful.
All right, then Dear Abby replies, Dear Over It, sometimes in life we must make a conscious decision to do what's right for ourselves. In a case like the one you have described, it is not only not wrong to let go of a relationship that is withered, it is healthier. Move on and waste no more time looking back. And like this advice is
solid,
yeah. But also feels like it's like, all right, we've talked about this shit, bitch. Like, just don't right back in. Like, this is healthier. Move on. Let it go. I'm done with you.
Is it me that just thinks she's being like insanely dramatic?
Yes.
Anyway,
No.
Like, okay, so this woman retired 6 months ago. She's been working for the last 40 years of her goddamn life, okay?
Or
And
she's like out doing the time of her life.
And she drops a like here and there. She's doing her thing, and everybody's gonna gang up on her. Like, she's living out her best years, and you know, she's probably out somewhere doing her thing, and just for them to just be like, cut her off. Cut her off. She sounds like a bitch. Like, it's just like she's just a woman who probably has just worked a lot for the Social Security that she has, and she just is out and about. And I'm sorry, you're a lot of work. I feel like...
Well, and I'd like to point out that in the first paragraph, she does say, we lost touch for a time, then reconnected.
Exactly.
So, like, this is a pattern.
Exactly.
This is a pattern.
So you sound needy.
And she says, like, she knows how to contact me. It's like, you also know how to contact her.
Works
like,
both ways.
Yes.
The phone works both ways. And maybe she's just a little bit offended that you named her Blanche, because, I mean,
Blanche.
she's not a pot of green beans. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
I was thinking more like Golden Girls, like.
Oh yeah, that too.
Yeah, but
well,
like
they were good friends. They didn't cut each other off.
I was thinking Eliza Schlesinger's dog.
Yes,
same thing.
Blanche. Yeah.
But I was also inspired by Golden Girls.
Oh, was it? Oh, I didn't
Probably.
This made me a little uncomfortable because I am, if you know me, the queen of being the person who doesn't answer messages but is still sharing and liking shit on Facebook.
That is me.
Yeah, because here's the thing. I had a really shit year last year. People
that is Nicole, by the way. Just saying.
Yes, and people are always like, how are you? I don't want to answer because it's like still shitty.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Mm-hmm. It's like,
but I love a dog photo.
Oh, you're going to love my Facebook then. Anyway, moving along.
All right. Oh, yeah. Are we done with this lady?
Yeah.
We're over it,
Just
North
like
Carolina.
We've moved on.
Let's
We
move
have
on.
moved on.
We're moving on. What should we name her, though? Edith?
Oh, do we get to... Oh. Well, you said Rose from Titanic. I kind of like Rose and Blanche
Rose.
together.
Rose and Blanche.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Nicole, do you have one you want to read?
You know, I was going to read mine, but I think I'm actually going to read yours, letter number 1, because this one just seems wild, too.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Letter number 1.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Dear Abby, you seem to come up with some pretty good answers for people. Now try me.
I love that.
It's a challenge.
I love the challenge.
Come at me, bitch.
I love that.
I'm dating a nice guy. If you say that, you're probably not, just FYI.
You have to sell him.
Yeah.
Sell him.
Because I'm a nice guy. Yeah.
I'm a nice guy.
And we're planning on getting married soon. The problem is that he comes up with some people might call kinky ideas on sex.
On sex?
Some I like,
Kinky ideas on
and
sex.
some I don't. Now he says he would love to see me bald, and he wants to cut my hair and shave my head himself. He thinks it would be very sexy and would really turn him on. I don't like the idea. To me it sounds repulsive and I think I'd look ugly. He says if I can go along with the idea, he will buy me lots of wigs, and if I don't like being bald, I can let my hair grow back. But what will I do if he likes me that way permanently? Have you or anyone else ever heard of this, or have I got a weirdo? from Miss No Name. And I like Dear Abby has a 2-sentence,
Yes,
one
that's
line
my favorite
answer.
part of this whole thing.
And okay, I just want to say too, I sell foot pics on OnlyFans. You got to make a living somehow.
It's so
It's
good.
yeah. I mean, there's weirder things out there than shaving someone's head.
Yeah.
Anyway, Dear No Name, I'd say you got a weirdo. Don't go along with any idea you find repulsive.
I think this one surpassed Abby, and she was like, I don't know what to tell you. I'm very scared for everybody involved. Call the police.
Well, I just want to be like, don't kink shame, you know?
That too.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's
You
what
know-
I like don't. But also like okay, like I think okay, Demi Moore was pretty hot when she shaved her head. Britney Spears pretty hot when she shaved her head.
I mean, Will Smith just got the shit slapped out of him for, his wife being bald. So let's just, hey, no, I'm just kidding.
Maybe Jada was the one who wrote in.
That's what they're wondering. I'm afraid my husband or my husband's friend might get slapped in front of me if he mentions it.
But yeah, I'm sure that some lady out there, there has to be somebody in the world who has the fantasy of being shaved by their man.
Our audience
Wax,
has some
yes.
thoughts about
Shave,
that.
it just depends. Like,
Would you want your head waxed? That just seems like the most terrible
No.
thing.
No,
absolutely
that'd be
not.
very painful.
see, I don't really, I want to see you bald. I'd be like, okay, that's one thing, but like, what are you going to do with the hair?
Well, I was about to say,
Yeah.
so it starts out with like kinky ideas on sex.
On sex.
And then it's like he'd love to see me bald. So I'm like, all right, what's he gonna do with that bald head?
Okay.
I would have liked to have heard some of his other kinky ideas. on
Right?
Lead
sex
us into
to see like
it.
where it goes, like right, like I don't know.
And also like the fact that you can't talk to your partner about this and be like, hey, listen. Like, I mean, I guess she does say that she tells him, I don't like the idea. I think I'd look ugly. But it's like, they clearly don't have good communication. If he's like, no, just do it. And then if you don't like it,
I'll buy you the
I'll buy
wigs.
you wigs and you can grow. It's like, yeah, that feels a little controlling, a little manipulative.
But you're right, Jesse. I'd like to know where she says right here, like, some of them I like, some of them I don't. Well, give us an idea about what you've put up with so far, because then we want to know exactly where the line is. Because if you're just going from, like, a little bit of, like, a little bit of just to, like, shave your head, then that's one thing. But if you guys are already, like, doing some other stuff and you're basically shaving chunks out of each other's heads, and, like, it's really, bald is not that far off. So I want to know exactly where is the line of what you like and don't like, because if he's already done, if blood has been drawn, shave your head off. Just shave it. Just shave it.
Okay, I
Shave
want
the
to
hair.
take an aside for a minute too. What is the weirdest thing anybody has ever asked you to do during sex? Let's go around.
I mean, considering no one's really asked. No, I'm just kidding.
Ooh.
I'm just kidding.
Ain't that the
No one's
truth?
really asked me to do anything out of, like, my spectrum that I'd be uncomfortable. And maybe I'm the freak here. Maybe I was like, I'll shave my head. But no, nobody's really asked me to do anything uncomfortable. Thank goodness. Otherwise, that's why I'm not in these columns. But no, I really haven't. And asked me something so crazy that I was like, yeah, no, nothing, food or pain.
Yeah. I mean, I'd say the craziest thing I did was like have sex in the backseat of a car, but that was like in my 20s. Which who hasn't had sex in the backseat of a car in their 20s?
Was it your car?
It was. Was it?
Or were they like, let's go in this parking
It was-
garage?
it
Yeah,
was-
let's go in this parking garage.
It was
The
their
door's
car.
unlocked.
Yeah, and
that
yeah.
car looks roomier.
Yeah, right. Is that a
No, it was a Lincoln
Crown
Town car.
Vic?
It was
Oh.
roomy.
That's plenty of room. Yeah, you do all kinds of stuff back there. Why
Oh
not?
yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Jesse.
This girl I was dating, she like said that like, okay, because like we went into the bedroom and like I kicked my dog out of the room and she was like, no.
Oh no.
She's like, no, let the dog stay.
Mm.
And I was like, no. She's like, the dog. She's like, don't kick the dog out. If the dog wants to stay, the dog can stay. And I was like, okay,
No.
and
What'd you
then-
do?
But we had sex.
With the
With
dog.
the
in
dog.
the-
Was it-
But here's a funny story. So the dog was like she let me stay, right? Like the dog was like the dog knew, like did not want her in there, and like she kind of like caught on. They're like, I can stay, right? Yeah. And so she was there, right? And then like I would like every once in a while I would like look over at the dog, and the dog's like, you know. And then like when I was going down on her, like my dog was like, can't she do that herself? And then
That's all I can do to myself.
she's lazy, Dad. And then wow, she must be really dirty. You've been down there a long time. No. And so then like I looked and the dog was gone, right? And I was like, oh good, the dog left. And then like she had like come over and we're watching movies and we ordered pizza, right? And then the dog disappeared. And then the dog came back and had a piece of pizza. And had a piece of pizza in her mouth.
So
like,
I'm beat. That was a long night.
The dog's like, we're all gonna eat now, right?
I brought you a snack to give you sustenance.
So are you guys tired? Because I'm very tired from what just happened.
And so that was like the whole let the dog can stay. I was like,
Who let the
no.
dogs in?
Yeah. And now I do a bit every once in a while. I'm like, dogs in or out during out, right? Out?
Yeah, the eye contact. I couldn't do it.
Yeah, you can do it, right?
Yeah,
Eye
my
contact.
partner and I have like a full length closet thing mirror in front of our bed now, and so like now I'll see the dog like on the like floor, and he's always like giving me a disapproving look like in the mirror, just like I'm on the floor here, bitch.
Take
Like,
some Zumba. You're really just not.
The dog's like, let him shave your head.
That's it. Yeah. And I read something the other day too that was like the dog's sense of smell is 100 times to a human's, and I'm like, well, after a bad day or a day at the gym and you somehow find yourself hooking up with someone or something, the last thing is my dog to be like, bitch. I can smell. You need to get. You should have took a shower.
I smelled her coming up the street.
Yeah, that's the last thing I would want to happen is my dog getting hungry over said scenario.
But a couple. So that was the only time like the dog. But my dog a couple times has like taken advantage of the fact that we're no longer in the living room and like the food is still
Free
out.
reign.
Yeah, my dog is like, score.
That's funny.
All right, are we gonna move on?
Wait.
I think it's okay to
Wait.
share.
oh, Nicole
I
wants
have
to
a story
share.
I would like
Nicole.
to share.
Sorry.
It's
Let's
mostly
hear it.
I want to see if this is funny or not because I need new material. So anyway, so I was dating this guy named Fabio. Like seriously, he was from Italy. And so we were having
Did his hair blow in the wind every time he walked into a room?
a little bit.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're having sex, and he asked me to call him daddy. But here's the thing: it's not that weird, but I overthink because he had a daughter he only saw 4 hours a week, and I'm also like, wait. I'm like 5 years older than this guy, so should he call me mommy? At that point, I'm like, nope, I'm done.
Yeah.
Clothes are going back on, I'm leaving.
It's once they actually have kids, it's weird. If there's no kids, then okay. If I'm the only person actually saying that to you, and you're not bringing me animal crackers afterwards, then that's okay. But if someone actually relies on you for survival when they say that, then I'm gonna let them have that word.
Yeah.
Also, he turned out to be married.
So he was a daddy and a husband.
So did you write letter 4?
The weirdest thing is, my coworker set me up with this guy.
She wanted you gone, I think.
Well, he was... That man, to this day, still has the largest penis I've ever seen. So anyway, moving along.
Italians, right?
I have a thing. I have a thing for
I've heard.
accents. Okay, I'm gonna do another joke that I came up with this week. I like accents so much. I've screwed more Eastern Europeans than Chernobyl. So, which is also
Catch her hanging out in Little Saigon.
Anyway, yes, I think it's time to move on.
Okay, we're moving on. Okay, what letter is left?
Letter 3.
Okay.
This is a good one too.
They're all really good. You picked these out.
I picked 3 and 4. Jesse
There's-
picked 1 and 2.
Oh, you guys, these
Thank you.
These are great.
Bless
Okay,
you.
letter number 3. Dear Abby, my fiance and I were having dinner. Oh, this one. My fiance and I were having dinner at a nice restaurant when a woman came up to him It turned out she was a former girlfriend of his. When she looked at me questioningly, he introduced me as his friend. I reintroduced myself as his fiance. She then looked back at him and said, "Oh, congratulations," and walked away. For the first time, I'm seriously considering not marrying this guy. What do you think? More than a friend in Texas. Dear Moore, what happened is a red flag. I think your fiance has a lot of explaining to do. Start the discussion with, "I'm not your friend. I am your fiance. I wouldn't blame you for making this long engagement. I wouldn't blame you for making this a long engagement. It seems you need to get to know him better." Ooh.
Yeah.
Do you think these people are still married?
No. I mean, I hope they didn't get married, honestly.
Oh.
But
Well, it's Texas.
yeah.
They got married.
You're
And they're
probably right.
related. I'm just kidding.
How long do you think the marriage lasted, Amber?
Honestly, I think she's being kind of a little crybaby about it. I don't know.
Really?
Am I the only one that's just like, this is my, I guess, okay, this is my friend. But it's also just like, if you're secure with yourself, then just like, it's really.
Well, I think what's going through my mind is like, what was the dude thinking to be like what was
Maybe
the
he
relationship
panicked.
with the ex where
Right.
he wasn't like thinking of this, new person that like I'm gonna marry as like, oh, this is
Right.
good. Like she's good enough for me to introduce.
Right.
Like that's
Right.
that is
that could
definitely
easily
fucked
be
up.
it. I just feel like it's just a really like big jump from like, oh, he mistakenly said his friend to I don't think I should marry him. Well, like, that's obviously something you should have thought about a long time ago, because if that is like the end of it, then I'm sure he's done a lot more worse things, because obviously if he had made you feel comfortable, then that one slip of the tongue, you would have been like, oh, it was just awkward, but I don't know, maybe she has more. All my exes live in Texas, so I don't really know what to say about that.
Oh man, Nicole, what do you think? Texas?
Texas.
Actually, it's kind of a funny story. So I was on a date in the dorms my first year of college, and this guy, we were in his room, and then his next door neighbor came over, and they started talking, and they were talking a lot more, and eventually I was kind of shut out, and they left together, and they're still married, so it's kind of cute. But at one point, I was just like, I'm going to go back to my own room now.
Are you guys thirsty? Do you guys need anything? Like, I'm going to go lay down.
It's like I'm watching myself become the third wheel on somebody else's date.
And they're still married?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Yeah. And that was the day they met that night, or they knew each other already?
They knew each other, but I guess since he wasn't a date, they decided to get super close that night. I don't know.
Oh.
So maybe like her seeing him on a date like made her like, oh, I gotta move in. Like,
she could have been the one that got away, and then he's so I don't know. I feel like everybody is the bad guy. Even that girl for showing up, didn't she have anything better to be doing that night than just walking up on people's dates? I don't know. I feel
it was
like it was
freshman
planned.
year of college. Was it freshman year?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so nobody's even serious at that time.
Yeah, it's a weird time.
We're all frenemies.
Are we done with this letter? Carrie, do you want to say something about these?
Just the
Texans?
very last part where she's like, for the first time, I'm seriously considering not marrying this guy. So I'm like, all right, so have you considered prior to this not marrying him? And is this like the serious thing? So you're right. I think that like there was some other shit going on. And also I'm just like, I mean, Abby says it, but like, I think your fiance has a lot of explaining to do. I can't do the accent, but someone should do the Desi Arnaz.
Lucy.
Yeah. But like, just the fact that they have no communication, I'm like, why do you feel like you have to write into a newspaper in order to get answers to this? Like, the person is there.
Right, so we're seeing that again,
it takes 3 to 5 days
like,
to get your letter there.
No,
By
way
the time
later
they
than that.
respond, and she's like, hold on, I had to know what Abby said.
Yeah. And then you're
She
just
said
looking
that
in
was a red flag.
You're just like looking in the paper every week. No.
By then, he's had multiple kids with that woman.
Yeah, and they're all not getting therapy.
I love these.
All right. Nicole, are we done with these letters?
Yeah, I guess it's time for plugs, huh?
It's time for, and you get to keep these. You keep
Yeah.
them
Oh, I
there
would
where
love
Oh,
yours.
it's
Yeah.
a souvenir.
Yeah,
Thank
I better
you.
not see
Paper's
it in the
expensive.
trash
It is.
or outside. I did it at Office Max. Nicole, what do you got coming up?
Okay, so every month, a third Friday at 9 p.m., there's Comedy Yacht Club, which is kind of like an improvised show, which is more improvised because we don't communicate well and no one has any idea what's going on. Third Saturday at every month at 10 o'clock, it is Jesse and I doing this show, Dear Abby WTF.
Amazing.
Mikhail Chernovsky, yes, he's Eastern European, and no, I have not slept with him.
Oh, I've done a show with him.
He's
at,
dope, huh?
The brewery.
Yeah, he's cool.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah, anyway, he and I are starting a new show together called Now Playing. Jesse's going to be on the first episode. We're going to talk about music and
Is that
movies.
next week?
Yeah, it's this next Saturday at
Next
10:30.
Saturday, 10 o'clock? All right.
And then I'm going to be on Imported Comedy again with Mikhail Chernovsky hosting on the 31st
Yeah.
here.
Nice.
And I'm also working on some charity stuff for my work through like Feed Homeless Sack or whatever that name is. So anyway, hit me up if you want to help volunteer with me.
Love that.
Thank you.
I just moved here, so I'm hoping to get on a bunch more things. I was at Front Street earlier. I've got a bunch of stuff in the works, so but I'm gonna be tagging along around.
Right on.
Yeah, you'll see me. You'll see me. Yeah, it's fine.
Carrie?
A couple things. I think I'm going to do the Body Posy show here next Friday. And then
stand up.
that
do
one's going to
stand-up,
be
or-
more of we're going to do like a musical improv kind of thing,
Oh,
which should be
okay,
pretty
okay.
fun. They kind of switched from stand up. And then I'm going to plug Scene Kids is going to be going to the Crocker Art Mix.
Really?
Oh yeah, I'm super psyched about it on April 8th, right, Jesse?
Whatever the second Thursday is. So
Yeah,
yes.
I think it's April 8th. Yeah, which should be a lot of fun. And then I'm doing Raise the Vibration, which is a production of Sacramento Take Back the Night, and it's a benefit production to raise money for Weave when we all act violence ends. So it's, raising money. I'm going to be doing tarot stand-up for that. That is on April 22nd and 23rd. I think it's at the B Street Theater, but I'll have it all on
Sounds
social
very
media.
B Street Theater-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. So I'm on the book report here tomorrow with Dana Bryant. Our guests do a book report, and then they do an improv scene inspired by the book report. Our guests are Carla and Amy E. Nelson. Looking forward to that. And then on Wednesday, I'm at Henry's Lounge. I kind of got a really good week next week. So Tuesday night, I'm going to see John Mellencamp at the Safe. Was the
Safe Credit Union? I
yeah
don't
at
know.
Safe Credit Union?
The
So
bank.
Tuesday,
Yeah.
he's at a
Oh.
bank.
Mhm.
And then Wednesday, I'm at Henry's Lounge. Thursday, I'm gonna go see Depeche Mode at
Ooh,
Golden
you
Damn.
One.
got tickets?
Yes, Thursday I'm gonna see Depeche Mode at Golden
Wow.
One, and then Friday I don't know what I'm doing, and then Sunday I'm gonna go see Stevie Nicks.
Wow.
At Golden One.
That's dope.
It's kind of a
That's a great week.
I'm
You're gonna be
excited.
exhausted.
That's a power
Yeah.
weekend.
That's a really great week. So excited about that. Backyard Funnies, which is a comedy show I produce at my house. It's not in the backyard anymore. It's in the front yard. But we had already made a logo, and the logo's really cool. So no, I'm in Del Paso. I'm in North Sacramento. There's like no cops go into that neighborhood. So it's so safe. Like it's so much fun. The neighbors come out. It's a lot of fun. I'm bringing it back for. We're gonna have shows April, May, June, July. I think we're gonna skip August, and then we'll wrap it up with my birthday show in September. But our first show is April 20th. Wink, wink.
Oh.
Our first show is April 20th. AJ DeMello's headlining. Ed Mena is hosting, and I've got why can't I remember anybody right now? Radine Hawthorne.
Cool.
Radine. Wow, I can't remember anybody that's on the show.
Hey, you
But
remembered
anyway,
3 people. That was a lot.
It's a really good lineup. Swear, there's a bunch of good people on it. And then we'll have another one May the 6th, and then June something. I don't know. Follow Backyard Funnies on Instagram. We appreciate that.
Awesome. Thank you for having us. This is a
was
blast.
so
Thanks.
good.
This is so much
This
fun.
was fun.
All right.
I could
And
do
thank
this.
you, Jesse Jones, for letting us do this.
Yes, it's been so good.
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks for coming out. And,
Thanks for having me.
and the millions tuning in at home.
I'm gonna finish my apple.
Oh, God.
All right. Thanks, guys. That was our show.
Yay.
Bye.
Thank you, guys. That is it for us for tonight. But come back tomorrow. As Jesse said, we've got the book report at 7. Open mic at 8:30. Check out stabcomedytheater.com for our full calendar of events. You'll know what we're doing all the time. We're here live in person Thursdays through Sundays, and we're streaming 6 nights a week. Everything we do. Check out stabcomedytheater.com, and you'll know what it is. We're not going to send you back to Booty Mashup. We're just going to, online audience, we're just going to let you go. So have a good night. We'll see you back here tomorrow at 7.
You know that I could use somebody. Someone like you, and all you know, and how you speak. Countless lovers undercover.